Hello and welcome to today's Magic Words for Parents. I'm Karen Locke Cope. I am an expert in child development and I'm a parent coach. And I have a podcast that's also helpful for parents of young children, which is maybe why you guys are here, because you've heard the podcast. Today's magic words have to do with this time of year when we are dealing with kids who are frightened of like Halloween-y stuff, right? So if you're in, this happened all the time when our kids were little, we'd go into like CVS or something and there'd be these scary noises and things that made, evil laughs and windy sounds and stuff like that. And it was so difficult to get my child to go into CVS or to go into Walgreens at that time. And I can even remember, trick-or-treating when the older one is perfectly fine and the younger one is like scared of everything, and it's just so hard to deal with that. So I think the first thing to know is just to know that it's likely to happen. And today's magic words are a little bit different. I actually wanted to give you guys a little more than just a quick phrase, because I'm not really, this is like the first year that I haven't really addressed this at all on the podcast. So I thought, what I'll do instead is I will I'll give you some resources in here as well that hopefully will be helpful for you. So hi, Jessica. I can see you. I see that you're there. I like if people are in here and you're live and you're posting comments and stuff like that, it's likely sometimes I just don't see them. So if that happens, I'm super, super sorry. I will try to, I'll get back in here after the live and I will, write a response. But anyway, in the meantime, thank you for watching, whether it's live or whether it's a replay. It's great to have you here. So I think what I'd like to start with is this is a great time of year to talk about feelings, because our kids' feelings are influenced very much by like what they're seeing, and it's getting darker earlier, and those things can be really, really frightening for kids. So the first thing that I would recommend is playing, I recommend this a lot, actually, playing something called the feelings game, where you say to your child, like, show me your face when you are sad, and let them do that, and you do it too, right? It's not just the child, this is communication, so it's an interaction. And then show me what you look like when you're sad, and bringing it around to this time of year, what do you look like when you're scared? And then you can bring it into things like what's frightening, or have you seen anything frightening, or something like that, trying to always get the kids to explain to us how they're feeling and what they think of as scary, because a lot of times we can make assumptions and we might be wrong. We might be mistaken in our assumptions. Likely if your child like runs to you and clings to your leg in a pharmacy and you can hear the woo sounds from something, that's probably a pretty clear indication that they're frightened of that. And at that point, what I would say is, oh, you look frightened, because I can see, the way that you're grabbing onto me, the way that your face looks. Are you feeling frightened? And try and get your child to, understand that feeling. And then you can say, sometimes I feel frightened too. And what I do is, and come up with some things that you might say, right? So maybe you could say, I say, you don't scare me. One of my favorite books of all time. One of the resources I wanted to share in here was a book called The Little Old Lady Who Was Not Afraid of Anything. I have no affiliates with this. It's just a book that I adored from the time that I was a preschool teacher, and I read it with my own kids, and we used to have this great big Halloween party every year in our homeschool group, and I read it to all of those kids, and you would see like babies on up to teenagers enraptured with this story. Well, maybe not teenagers at that point, but probably tweens anyway. So say from 1 year to like 11, 12 years old. Kids love to hear that story because it's this little old lady who's getting more and more frightened as she's going through the woods, and she figures out a solution that really works, both for the things that are frightening her, but also for her. So so there's one resource, but just being able to say, sometimes I feel frightened too, and this is what I do about it. When I feel scared, I come to, I go in for a hug, or I tell someone how I'm feeling. Like, so you want to try to give your child some resources so that they can get a sense of like this, everybody feels this way sometimes, and this is what we do about it. And then remembering that books are a great resource for just being able to live scary moments in a way that isn't scary. So The Little Old Lady Who Was Not Afraid of Anything is one. There's another one I adore called Go Away, Big Green Monster, I believe is what it's called. And it gets the kids basically shouting back at the book, "You don't scare me, so go away!" And it's done in a way that's just really empowering for kids, I think, and gives them some words to say when they're feeling frightened. Because again, this is all about words. So as I said, today's magic words for parents. We're just about done here. Today's magic words for parents is not one phrase or expression. It's more of a vibe, I guess. If you notice your child is frightened, you can say to them, I can see that you look frightened. Your face looks like this. You're grabbing onto me, something like that. And you can say, wow, you sure look scared. When I'm feeling scared, I blank. And so that's your magic words. That's the quick phrase, but there's a lot of deeper meaning in here that I think you can get into with kids. And yeah, so I hope that helps. I think that's, and Meredith, hello, Meredith. Meredith, I just answered your question with my colleague, Trisha, so you can look forward to that tomorrow on the podcast. We ended up talking for like more than an hour and a half. We had so many good questions, and I hope I think we did a pretty good job answering them. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say, if there's any follow-up questions or what you have to say afterwards. But take heart, Meredith. There's help coming. And yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up. So like I said, if you've commented and I haven't seen it, it's because I don't see the comments sometimes. So if you've commented, I will get in here and just say a quick hello when I'm done recording, which I think I'm going to be now. Thanks again for watching, and I hope this has been helpful. Happy Halloween with your young ones. Mine are now 18 and 14, so Halloweens are pretty different around here than they used to be. I've still got one who intends to go trick-or-treating this year, so that's making me happy, and he's working on his costume and all that good stuff. All right, enough for me. Have a great week. We will talk to you soon. See you next time. Let me know what you think about the podcast tomorrow. I hope it's helpful. And I'd love any follow-up questions or thoughts. All right. Cheers. Bye-bye.